History of the Wagner Group. The origins of the Wagner Group can be traced back to the Ukraine crisis of 2014. As the conflict between Ukrainian government forces and pro-Russian separatists escalated, a group of Russian mercenaries started providing support to the separatists. These mercenaries were initially known as the Oplot Group and were led by a former Russian military intelligence officer, Igor Girkin. However, as the group's activities became more prominent, it rebranded itself as the Wagner Group. The Wagner Group's founder and primary financier, Yevgeny Prigozhin, is a close associate of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Prigozhin is also known as Putin's chef, because of his catering business that has served Putin and other high-ranking Russian officials. Prigozhin's relationship with Putin has been described as both personal and professional. He has been accused of using his business empire to fund the Wagner Group's activities in conflict zones worldwide. Operations of the Wagner Group. The Wagner Group operates as a private military company, offering its services to governments and non-state actors in conflict zones worldwide. The company's operations are shrouded in secrecy, and its employees operate under aliases to avoid detection. The Wagner Group's primary activities include training and equipping local militias, providing logistical support to armed groups, and carrying out covert operations. The company's operations in Ukraine have been well documented. The Wagner Group is believed to have played a significant role in the annexation of Crimea and the subsequent conflict in eastern Ukraine. In Syria, the Wagner Group has been accused of carrying out operations on behalf of the Russian government, including fighting alongside Syrian government forces and supporting the regime of Bashar al-Assad. The group has also been active in Libya, where it has been accused of supporting General Khalifa Haftar's forces in their battle for control of the country. Controversies surrounding the Wagner Group. The Wagner Group's operations have been the subject of much controversy and speculation. The group's activities have been linked to numerous human rights abuses, including torture and extrajudicial killings. In 2018, a group of Wagner Group employees was killed in a U.S. airstrike in Syria, leading to speculation about the group's involvement in the conflict. The Wagner Group has also been accused of acting as a mercenary army, operating outside the bounds of international law. The company's employees have been accused of committing war crimes in conflict zones, including the use of chemical weapons and the indiscriminate targeting of civilians. The company has been sanctioned by the United States and other Western governments for its activities in Ukraine and Syria. The Wagner Group's ties to the Russian government have also been a source of controversy. While the Russian government has denied any direct involvement with the group, there is evidence to suggest that the group operates with the tacit approval and support of the Kremlin. Some analysts have even suggested that the Wagner Group represents a new form of hybrid warfare, in which the Russian government can exert influence and project power without officially declaring war. Recent developments. In recent years, the Wagner Group has become increasingly active in Africa, with operations in Sudan, the Central African Republic, and Mozambique. The group's activities in Africa have been linked to natural resource extraction, with the group providing security for Russian mining companies in the region. In Sudan, the Wagner Group has been accused of providing support to the country's military junta, which seized power in a coup in 2019. The group's activities in Mozambique have been particularly controversial. The country has been the site of a brutal insurgency by Islamist militants in recent years, with thousands of people killed and displaced. The Wagner Group was hired by the Mozambican government to provide security for the country's natural gas industry. However, the group's presence has been linked to human rights abuses, including the killing of civilians and the displacement of local communities. In July 2020, a video emerged online showing a group of men dressed in military fatigues executing a group of unarmed civilians in northern Mozambique. The video was attributed to the Wagner Group, although the group denied any involvement. The incident drew international condemnation, with the United Nations calling for an investigation into the group's activities in the country. The Wagner Group's activities in Africa have raised concerns about Russian expansionism on the continent. Some analysts have suggested that the group's presence is part of a broader strategy by the Russian government to establish a foothold in resource-rich African countries. In addition to its activities in Africa, the Wagner Group has also been linked to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. In early 2021, the group was believed to be involved in a major offensive by separatist forces in eastern Ukraine, which led to a sharp increase in violence in the region. The Russian government denied any involvement in the offensive, but the Wagner Group's presence on the ground suggested otherwise. The future of the Wagner Group. The future of the Wagner Group is uncertain. While the group has faced significant international scrutiny and sanctions, it has continued to operate in conflict zones worldwide. The group's ties to the Russian government and its willingness to operate outside the bounds of international law have made it a controversial and unpredictable actor on the global stage. Some analysts have suggested that the Wagner Group could become an even more significant player in the years to come, as Russian President Vladimir Putin seeks to expand Russian influence abroad. The group's activities in Africa and other parts of the world have raised concerns about the use of private military companies as proxies in global conflicts. However, the Wagner Group's future could also be shaped by domestic factors within Russia. The group's founder, Yevgeny Prigozhin, has been the subject of increasing scrutiny by Russian authorities in recent years. In 2020, he was indicted by the United States for his alleged involvement in a Russian troll farm that interfered in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. Prigozhin's legal troubles could limit his ability to fund the Wagner Group's activities in the future. Conclusion: the Wagner Group represents a new form of hybrid warfare, in which private military companies operate as proxies for governments in global conflicts. The group's ties to the Russian government and its willingness to operate outside the bounds of international law have made it a controversial and unpredictable actor on the global stage. The group's activities in conflict zones worldwide, including Ukraine, Syria, Libya, and Africa, have been linked to numerous human rights abuses and war crimes. The group's future is uncertain, with some analysts predicting that it could become an even more significant player in global conflicts, while others suggest that domestic factors within Russia could limit its ability to operate in the future. Regardless of the group's future, its activities have highlighted the growing use of private military companies as proxies in global conflicts, raising questions about the role of such companies in international law and the responsibilities of governments and corporations in regulating their activities.